During the last Devs Lost in Space Creation Showcase and Q&A livestream, hosted by Keen Software House's own xocliw, after the stream was basically over, xocliw, also known as Zoc or Joel, came back and teased something that you should be aware of. Check this out.
I forgot. That's all for now. And as always, I can't wait to dock with a 5x5 block.
Does that mean that the next Space Engineers update will not only have event blocks and AI blocks and 1x1 small grid connectors, but also a 5x5 connector? What would a connector like that even look like? Let's walk through it in this video right now. So, at the end of his livestream, Zoc teased a 5x5 connector. So I went ahead and looked around a little bit. Are there any 5x5 connector mods or anything like that? I didn't find anything specific like that, but I did find Zaros Connectors mod. And Zaros Connector introduces several large kind of connectors that you can pass through when the ship is docked. So let's check it out here. I'm inside one of Zaros Connectors right now. So this is like a passageway at the same time as it is a connector. And so if we want to look at it from the outside, this is what it looks like. And it is actually only 3x3, a large grid connector, 3x3. I have for scale and for size reference, I put a regular 1x1 connector here, large grid connector. And in the back, you see these blocks in the back, they show you what a 5x5 connector would look like. So this is 5 blocks by 5 blocks large grid, as you can see. So a 5x5 large grid connector would be even larger than Zaros 3x3 connectors, which are already quite large and big, definitely big enough to allow a person to pass through. So Zoc didn't specify in his live stream like if he was kind of teasing a 5x5 large grid connector or a 5x5 small grid connector. So I also wanted to take a look at what a small grid connector looked like. And Zaros mod also brings small grid connector with it. So let's check this out over here. What you can see here is a Zaros small grid connector. Just like with the large grid connector, this is actually big enough for a person to pass through. But here's the caveat. It is actually not 5x5 small grid blocks. It's actually larger than that. I think it is 6x7 small grid blocks. It's 6 high and 7 wide. And Zaros specifically speaks to this on his mod page. He mentions that building anything smaller than this would make it impossible to pass through. So in his eyes, the connectors cannot be any smaller than this for them to still be passed through and kind of still resemble the original connector in dimensions and kind of like form and shape in general. For reference, I also put the current small grid connector, which you see on the right here, but also I put a ejector on the left. And I added the ejector because the upcoming update will actually turn the ejector into a 1x1 connector that you can use both for connecting and for ejecting, just like the large grid connector works already. The framing around the connector in the background shows you actually what 5x5 would look like. So the corners here that are colored dark, they wouldn't be included in a 5x5 grid. But the white blocks or the light gray blocks on the left and on the right and across, they show you what 5x5 would look like. So 5x5 small grid connector would be significantly smaller and would probably not allow a person to pass through. So what did Zoc actually tease? Let's think about it a little bit. So given that the upcoming update will already turn the small grid ejectors into small grid connectors, we will already have a variety of different connector sizes for small grid ships. We'll have the 1x1 connector and we'll have the 3x3 connector, as you can see right here. So I wonder what we will be getting is a new large grid connector. One that's gigantic, that's huge, it's 5x5. And if this new connector really is released together with the next update, and I just want to remind me, we've seen a lot of teaser images, we've seen a lot of details in those images. There were a lot of new blocks revealed, for example, the new 2x2 wheels and lots of other things. We have so far not seen a new large grid connector, but it would make sense. Right now, there's only a single large grid connector, and frankly, it's quite small for considering the size of many large grid ships. It even looks quite flimsy if you look at how a lot of large grid ships connect to each other or to bases with this little connector. So I wonder if a new 5x5 large grid connector will allow you to connect your large grid ship to a base or to another large grid ship and do two things. A, transfer material and energy and whatnot between these two vehicles, but then also allow people and possibly small drones to pass from one vehicle to the other. Zaros mod has shown that this is a wildly popular feature, and I would not be surprised if Keen Software House decides to bring this feature into the core vanilla game by introducing a new 5x5 large grid connector. What do you think? Will we get a new 5x5 connector? Will it be large grid or small grid? And what features will it have? Will it allow engineers to pass through? What about small drones? Or am I completely off base here and we will see something completely different? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. It greatly helps with the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to see more like this, make sure to subscribe. I upload Space Engineers videos every week, and there's lots of other stuff to explore on the channel. Thanks a lot for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.